Yes, good morning, everyone. Sir, yesterday, types of variables are completed. Instance variable. Wait, wait. Three types of variables are there. Instance variables. Second one, static variables. Local variables. Sir, instance variable means the value of the variable changes object to object. Such a type of variables we can declare as a instance variables. Static variable means the value of the variable does not changes entire the class. Such type of variables are called as static variables. These local variables also called as a temporary variables. Means some temporary usage purpose. At the time of method execution, these variables will be created. Once execution completed, the variables can be destroyed. So these are all the three types are there. Instance variable also called as a object level variable. Static variable is called as a class level. Local variables are called as a method level variables. At the starting, we had a discussion about what is the class. We have to declare class with class name. Instead, we have to declare the variables and methods. Variables we are completed three types. Mari, what about the methods? How many types of methods are available there? Three types of methods are there. Instance methods, class methods, static methods. These three are the types of methods are available there. First one, instance. Sir, instance method means, for example, there are three types of variables are there. We know about that story. What is instance, what is static, what is local variable. For example, if any method is nothing but we know within the class if we declared one function that is called as a method. For example, I have to declare class test. Inside there is a method is there. M1 is the method name. The argument should be self. Inside this method, if we can access only instance variables, such a type of method is called as which method? Instance method only. So a method which can be accessing only instance variable. What is instance variable? Already we discussed. If a method contains only instance variable, not class level, all these method, such a type of methods are called as instance method. The first rule is within the instance method, compulsory you have to pass self. First one we can provided self compulsory within a method, and the second one is how to call this M1 means, for example, within the class, if I want to call the instance method by using self dot M1, it is accepted. Other outside of the class here, create object compulsory. By using the object, you have to call that M1 method. So What is instance method means? A method which can accepted only instance variables. Such a type of methods are called as instance method. Within the instance method, the first argument is self. You can call instance method within the class by using self, outside by using the t reference variable. For example, test.py. So here I have to take class student inside a constructor underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Inside I have to provide a self. Student have name. Student have marks. Self dot name equals to name. Self dot marks equal to marks. So that is a one constructor name marks I am initialized. After that I have to declare one method display. Method name any name instead I am passing self. In this method, if I'm maxing only instance variables, so in my program, how many instance variables are there? Two are there. One is name, second one is marks. If I'm accessing these two into display function, then display will become as a instance method. I want to print hi, comma, self dot name, print your marks are self dot marks are. So a method contains a self variable. Within a method, I'm accessing variables. Two variables are name and marks. This is a name. Marks are instance variables. So this method is called as a which type of method? Instance method. Because a method which can access only instance variables, such a type of methods are called as a instance method. Same thing. For example, I have to declare one more method def. I have to calculate the grade of self. For example, if self dot marks greater than or equal to 60 percentage, simple I want to print you got first grade. You got the first grade, sir. Sir, if second grade ante greater than or equal to 50 and marks less than 60 ante above 60 equal to first class, above 50 less than 60 second grade, third class ante 35 above less than 50, it is the third grade. 35 50 కదా లేదు ఇంకా less than marks will be there. Print failed. So sir, in this grade method also contains self. Here also I'm using marks only. I'm using marks is nothing but instance variable. So in this class, one constructor, two instance methods are there. One is display, second one is grade. See this based on this condition, explanation is not required. If the student mark greater than 60, what is the grade? First grade. If the marks are above 50, less than 60, then second grade. Above 35, less than 50, third. As less than 35, failed. Come to outside of the class. Input function. How many number of student details? Enter number of students stored into n. Convert into integers. I'm entering some four students for I in range of n. So two variables are required. One is name, second one is marks. So you need to ask input, enter the student name. Stored into variables are name, marks, input, enter the marks. Convert into integer because it is the string. I am using greater than less than symbols. One string, one integer are not acceptable. That's why converted to integer. Sir, whenever first student details I am entering, create the object. Student with the parenthesis, pass variables name, comma, marks, give the variable. What is the variable? Yes. Now, s dot, what is the function? First function, display. It is instance method. I am calling outside, so I can go with reference variable. What is the reference variable? Yes. Same s dot grade. Next one, just a print statement, empty line. Series program in this one, constructor, two methods. I'm asking student details based on that marks. Corresponding block will be executed there. D drive CD Mahesh classes py test dot py. Sir, enter number of students, sir. Now I'm entering four students. Student name Sunny 65. Then first condition satisfied. Marks are greater than 60. Congrats, you are failed. One more. In final last else block executed. You got first grade. Sorry, we are elif. ఇంకా if elif else. Wrong program. So now, ఓహో ఇది అడగదనుకుంటా. Control C break. Yeah, enter number of students for values అన్ని 65. ఓహో నేమ్ లో నడుస్తుంది. సరే నో ప్రాబ్లం. మార్క్స్ 65 ఫస్ట్ గ్రేడ్. బన్నీ మార్క్స్ ఆర్ అబౌవ్ 50 కదా, 55. సెకండ్ వన్ ఈ సాటిస్ఫైడ్, సెకండ్ గ్రేడ్. నెక్స్ట్ బిన్నీ 35 50 కదా, 45 ఎంటరింగ్. థర్డ్ కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫైడ్, థర్డ్ గ్రేడ్. పిన్ని 15 marks. Congrats, you were failed. So all the conditions are satisfied. This is the two instance method display and grade. Sir, in this program, any explanation is required here? Nothing, just if and else. Now, my question is, here, I'm removing this block and block. I'm removing this under block. What will happen? It's a program. I removed the under condition. Anyone tell what is the output we will get? Hmm? Same output only. Hmm. Sir, can I write in method? Sir, what will happen if I remove the end condition program? Am I getting same output or any another output? Same only. Sorry, you can try it. What is the difference? You can find out everyone telling same output kada. Make a heading types of methods. Instance, class, static, first one, instance methods. Inside method implementation, inside method implementation, if we are using instance variables, then such a type of methods are called as instance methods. Inside method implementation, if we are using instance variables, then such a type of methods are called instance methods. Inside instance method declaration, we have to pass a self variable. Inside instance method declaration, we have to pass self variable. By using self variable inside method, we can able to access instance variables. By using self variable inside method, we can able to access instance variables. Sir, within the class, we can call instance method using self variable, and from outside of the class, we can call by using object reference. Hmm. Mhm. Completed. Sir, generally, what is the purpose of the constructor? Already we discussed the main purpose of constructor is to initialize the instance variables, and I have to declare instance variable, and I have to initialize the instance variables. Then I can go with this constructor concept. Without this constructor also, there are two methods are there. Setter method and getter method. Two methods are available there. So do you know in the time of dictionary, there is one command is there, get command. In the dictionary, if you use get command, how it is working? I want to read the value from the dictionary. I can go to the get command. If I want to use the set command, then I have to set some value to the dictionary. Everywhere get means we are accessing the value. Set means we are inserting or we are set the value to the some object, that is get method and set method. Same here also, getter means we are accessing the data from the instance variable. Setter method means we have to initialize values to the instance variables. This is setter method is also called as a mutator method. What we can call mutator. Getter method is called as accessor method because by using getter method, we are accessing data from the instance variables. That's why getter method is called as accessor method. Setter method is called as a mutator. Simple. You have to set the values to the instance variable setter method. If I want to read the data from the instance variable, then I can go with which method? Getter method. And without constructor, by using these two methods, setter method, getter method, we have to initialize instance variable and we have to read data from the instance variables. For example, in this example, you can write and execute, then tell me is it correct or wrong. Sir, now I want to go with a class student. Instead, I want to provide constructor is not there. I'm not declaring any constructor. I have to declare one method. The method name. What is the method name? Set underscore names are self comma name. Self dot name equals to name. Done. Once I set the name, I want to read def get underscore name self return self dot name. So I can set the value by using set name. I can get the value by using the get name. Say set underscore marks self comma marks self dot marks equal to sir marks. I set the marks. I want to read get underscore marks. Instead, I have to provide a self. I have to return self dot marks. So within my program, there is no constructor. Only two methods are there. Set the name, get the name. Set the marks, get. These are called as setter method and getter method. Now, I have to take one empty list, sir. This is the empty list. Input, enter number of students. Stored into some variable n, convert into integer. Take one for loop for I in range of n. Now, sir, I have to create s equal to student. What is the meaning? Object dot created. Any values are there? Nothing. One empty object is there. Where is the values? What is the meaning of this line means? Internally, one object got created. The reference variable is yes. No values. Empty object I got created there. S is given by me. One more reference is there. That is self given by my Python virtual machine there. That is the meaning of this line. Line number 15. But where is the values? I student have name and marks I want to initialize. So how to initialize means up to here, one empty object is there. Inside there is no values. Okay. You need to ask name of the student. Input is the function. Enter name stored into variable name. Now what to do? I want to initialize a instance variable to that empty object. Object reference is yes is there. In somewhere else previous example at the time of movies examples, s dot can I call set name function by passing name? Then automatically s is reference variable, call the set name, then self dot name equal to name. This name, what is the name I'm entering passing into here? Self is also pointing this. whatever name I'm entering, automatically it is added to this object. Suppose if I'm given name equal to Sunny, will be added there. Line number 15, empty object. I'm taking data from dynamic data. I'm asking here, set name I'm calling by passing one argument. Self dot name I'm initialize. Self is also pointing current class object. One instance variable created by keyboard, whatever name I'm entering, that name. Next one. You need to ask about the marks also. Input, enter the marks. Stored into variables are marks. Now, what method can I call? Set underscore marks, pass the marks. Then automatically it is calling this one. Now, whatever keyboard marks passing into here, self dot marks means one more instance variable will be created for that. One more variable added here, whatever data I'm entering from the keyboard marks equal to 98. అయితే I'm entering number of students, 4 or 5 students. మరి loop will be continued. మరి again, if second time loop will be goes to there, the S will be overridden with new values. మరి what to do? Because if second time if I'm running, if I'm given again, it is suppose I'm stop this program, I'm running, it is entering 3 students, first students only 98. Loop will be goes to the back. Again, object create a new object, the data will be gone. That's why present whatever values are available there. That is the reason. What is the line number 12? L. L is one list. L dot append of can I use as list of objects. In the movies example, I created list of objects. Same. One empty list is there. One S values are there. These values are stored into L. Second time loop is running. No problem. Overridden. The second values will be added to list. Third, fourth, fifth. All values are added to the empty list. Who is telling that same name we can use it, no problem. Sir, that's why I'm taking empty list. If empty list is not there, then whatever he is telling, first object, second object. Suppose I want to enter number of students, 100 students. Can I create 100 objects? Not required. Every object I'm added to list. Tomorrow from the list I can read all the objects. So now created there. Come outside of the program. For each student in list, I want to print student name. I want to print student name. How to get the student name? S dot. What is the function? Get name. So once I'm calling get name, we're going to get name. Self. Return self dot name. Self is pointing to our object. Whatever name is there, it will be returned. Same. I want to display student marks. Get marks completed the program. So here student is the class, set name is the method, get name, set marks, get students. I'm providing 3 students. I in range of 3. This loop will be running 3 times. First time one empty object got created, sir. Whatever name marks I entered, it is added to your name and marks. S object number of students 3, name A9, C9. Any constructor is there? Nothing. So this is called as setter method, getter method. Without constructor, how to initialize our instance variables, how to accessing the values. Setter and getter methods, setter and getter method. We can set and get values of instance variables by using getter and setter methods. Setter method. Setter methods can be used to set the values to the instance variables. Setter methods also known as mutator methods. Self comma variable. Yes, every time a subject will be new object will be created. Those details will be stored into list. Simply you can print every time ID of S, you will get clarity. Every time asset address should be same, then it is like that. You can print ID of S, you will get full clarity what is happening internally. Getter methods can be used to get the values of the instance variables. Getter methods also known as accessor methods. Def get underscore variable self dot variable return getter method is to get the values of the instance variables accessor method. We did not create marks variable, but we use self.marks and name. And in this program, I may not create the marks variable and name variable. What is the meaning of this one? Set name. Am I calling the method or not? Once I am calling method, value will be passing here. What is the meaning of this line? Initialization. Empty object value will be initialized. Whenever I'm entering name, suppose I'm entering name as a now this whenever I'm calling s dot set name, this name will be passing into where set name. What is the meaning of this line number 73? Initialization. One empty object got created. The value will be initialized to your object. Number. Hmm. Hmm. List లో store with every object. Previously in the time of movies object, I create a list of objects na. How marks, name marks list inside list it will be stored. One by one object will be stored for the temporary storage. Tomorrow what I was doing is this L is also temporary storage. Tomorrow I am storing these objects into file permanently. Once program execution done, data is not available there. Whatever data marks I'm entering, every object will be stored into the list. Name marks will be stored. Ante not in the list format. Suppose in the list format means then what I'm using for S in L, S of 0, S of 1 I can call. Am I using any index? No. Object will be stored. Every object. Those objects tomorrow I want to store into file permanently purpose. That is internal process. For example, simple. I'm not using this. Okay, so it's not sorry here. Here you have to tell. I remove this also. Only one object I'm creating for your understandable purpose. I'm not appending. Okay. One empty object got created there. Okay. Set name, get name methods are there. This is the L is there. I'm not storing. You have to tell if I'm print of S, what is the output I will get. Am I getting name marks? Or what am I getting? Name and marks in tuple. Inka. If I'm running this program, what is the output? Forget about this L also. I will give clarity. This is my program. Bus. One object I got created, enter name, stored into name, set name I am calling, automatically method is calling. This name will be passing into here, object got created. Marks I'm provided, set marks, calling there. I'm print of S. What is the output? Am I getting name and marks? Enter name, enter marks. Now, sir, whenever I'm printing S, it is printed S object where that object is available internally memory, that address will be printed, not that data. So underscore main, what it is, somewhere else we discuss. The program I'm running directly. What is the class name? Student, first object, available at address. This total value will be stored into L. So Python virtual machine will take care internally everything. So in this list, what it is stored? That meaning is student, one object got created at this reference. This total value will be stored into the list. It is one object, not a list tuple. That's why in my program, whenever I'm asking what is S, object reference. From that object, I'm applying method, then automatically this will be written the value, not list of list tuple. Object addresses will be stored. This total thing will be stored into their previous program ఉంది కదా. L first, second. Okay, now I'm appending. I'm reading readable I printed. Now your understandable purpose I'm printing L. I'm not reading one by one object. Now you can check it. Enter number of students 3. A 90, B 98, C 89. What it is? Is it a list? Student object addresses student first object at this address, second object this address, third object this address. From there, I'm applying method reading the data. Like that, it will be stored. So that is the setter method and getter methods. Second one, class method. Class methods. Class methods are rarely used methods in Python. Within the instance method, if we are accessing only which variables, instance variables, then such type of methods are called as instance method. Same within the class method, if I declared only static variables, such type of methods are called as class method. Here one main rule is if you want to declare any class method, compulsory you can use a decorator, class method decorator compulsory. Within the method you can pass variable CLS. So CLS is a variable means anything you can pass. But programming standard purpose we are using CLS. CLS is not a keyword. It is a just variable. So by using this class method decorator, keyword, name, variable, I'm writing a method. Inside this method, you can access only static variables. Such a type of methods are called as which method? Class method. Entire Python, we are using instance method and static methods only. Class methods are rarely used concept. But how to call this class method means by using class name or else object reference, both are possible. For example, here I have a class animal. Animal is the one class. I declared one variable legs. So within the class I declared variable means it is a static variable only, not instance. How to declare class method? Class method decorator def. My method name is walk. What is the variable? CLS. Sorry, anything you can use X also, but not meaningful. That's why I'm given CLS. Now, animal having the name. Now, print. What is this? Curling brace. Replacement operator. How to replace? Dot format, sir. First one, name, comma. I want to access the static variable CLS dot legs. So this is my method. This is the static variable. I'm accessing into my method and class method decorator is there. This is called as a class method. How to call that method? Class name dot walk. Pass one animal name. I can pass one more name. Dog walks with four legs, cat walk. This is a method which contains other class method decorator. Internally, I am using only static variable. Such a type of methods are called as class methods. But these methods are rarely used in the Python. Second category, class method. If you are using only class variables, static variables, then such a type of methods should declare as class method. We can declare class method explicitly by using at the rate operator. For class method, we should provide CLS variable at the time of declaration. We can call class methods by using class name or object reference variable. Write a program To track the number of objects created for a class. For a class, how many objects we created, how to identify, how to calculate. Object means, T equal to test. If multiple times if I created, that is called as objects. I want to identify how many number of objects created for a class. So for this, take class test. Instead, I have to declare one static variable count. Sir, when constructor executed, when our object got created automatically, constructor executed there. For example, pass. Tomorrow I created a constructor. Object got created. Again, I am creating a object. So here, how many objects are there? Two. How many references? Two. T1, T2 references, two objects. Whenever test with parentheses, it is object. Okay. Whenever object created, automatically construct executed. This is the static variable. How to access static variable within the constructor? Test dot count plus equal to 1. Then what will happen? Count is a static variable. By using class name, I'm accessing. Whenever object got created, count will become 1. Whenever object created, count will become 2. Whenever object created, count automatically incremented. This count value I want to access, but where can I use? Take one class method decorator def my method name number of objects. What is the variable? CLS. Print the number of objects created for test class. How to call that? CLS dot count variable. So first time two objects I got created. Call that method test dot. What is the method? Number of objects. Now, first time how many objects are there? Two only available there. After that again I'm creating objects. Now T2, T3, T4. Now I'm asking how many objects are there. So now how many objects are there? Four are available there. First to two, next to two, four. This is the way how to accessing static variables within the class by using the class methods. So that is the types of methods. First two methods, instance and class method. Static method. Tomorrow I will explain. Take the break.
Recording
11
stopped.
o'clock. We will continue our